We seem to be live. Are you people ready?
I am ready.
Yes.
Awesome.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, my lovelies, and welcome back to another episode of Unprinted Pages. With us today, we have Mariah Lynde,
Howdy.
Joshua Pavelsky,
That's me.
and, of course, the awesome Dr. Rasty Slasher.
Hey,
Welcome back to the show, guys. I think this is the first time I've had this picked.
Well, it's nice to be back.
that's what she said.
Yep.
So, guys, here's a question. Have you all actually put out poetry before, other than Raz and Josh?
Yes.
This is my first time it being out there.
Okay.
I haven't released poetry since I was 12.
You have one poem and one book that I know of.
Well, it hasn't officially. Well, oh yeah, you're right. I do have one in one of the fake horror anthologies. I'd put a poem in there. Yeah, I forgot about that one for a second.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you guys remember. Do you remember poetry.com?
I do.
So back when it first started, they used to print out anthologies every year. You can actually look me up under my government name, and yeah, 3 years in a row.
Oh, awesome.
Oh yeah.
So I'll have to find those and yoink them.
Yes.
Okay, guys. Josh, you said you have never written actual stories before.
No,
Are
I've
you
never.
wanting to start in the near future?
I want to dip my feet in the sand with it. Yes.
Okay. That is awesome. What are your favorite genres?
I prefer fiction.
Okay.
And I
Are you
can do a little
horror or science
nonfiction.
fiction?
I'm more into horror.
Okay. That fits us very well. Mariah, why
Yes.
King Arthur and the Arthurian legends?
I've just always been obsessed with it. Like pre-movie and stuff like that. I just love the idea of, Arthur and Knights of the Round Table and Merlin. And then, when you start researching it, and you look into the mythology, those two coincide and go hand in hand. And they say that Merlin was with Arthur, and you're like, oh, that makes sense. So then you get obsessed with it and you just kind of keep going.
Yeah, it's a rabbit hole.
I can honestly say though, if we wanted to cast blame, we could probably cast it on the fact that when I was a toddler, I loved like gargoyles, like the show, the little animated series. So
Oh,
yeah,
I
wow.
love that cartoon.
right. So
I've never
yeah, you're young. It's fine.
Yeah, you gotta be young.
One day when you're older, man, we'll tell you about gargoyles.
Yeah, it's fine.
2022.
Oh yeah. Compared to us, you are definitely young.
You're the youngest person in here. Hey.
Okay. Raz, you have written this awesome kids chapter book, a horror chapter book set in Riverside, Ohio. What was your favorite part about writing about the shadow people?
Honestly, I had a couple of favorite parts. One is when I first said I want to do this book. It's something you and I talked about for your daughter Sophia. That was a big thing, making her the main character for this one, and telling this adventure in my hometown from the eyes of a child. So this is it was a very different thing for me. Um, Being able to use the Harshman house, which when I was a little kid, I would always tell everyone in my family that was my dream home. That's where I was going to live one day. And this place is haunted as fuck. Like it's this giant mansion that's bright yellow. You can see it from the highway. It's so big. And they're actually working on it right now. And I don't know what they're doing or what the end result's going to be, but like it's huge, man. Like you can't even grasp how huge this thing is unless you're seeing it in person. Because even in pictures, it just doesn't do it justice. So like knowing kind of what it looks like on the inside a little bit, and just knowing about the property, it was kind of a fun way to put that historic piece of Riverside, and in this book.
Yes. I can honestly say my favorite part was reading it to the girls and them making fun of each other for not being as brave as the Sophie in the book and what they would do in the situations and all the fun we four had just reading it. And then Dante being like, what is this or what is that? And then he got to learn new words. That was like one of the best birthday presents ever.
That was kind of tough for me because obviously when I wrote the kids' picture book, there's not a lot of words in it, and they're very gentle words for very small children and their parents to read to them. So, and this one, I did a lot of research because that's what I do, but I also remember a lot of the books that I grew up with, around that age. And I wanted to get a slightly more challenging, vocabulary to kind of teach kids some things, but I didn't want to pepper it with those, $10 words or whatever we're going to call them to make it like difficult to read. So like, I'm glad that I was able to find like a good medium of like teaching, but not strong arming.
Between the ages of 4 and 12, you did not make anybody feel stupid or less than. So I can definitely tell you that, and that you help them learn new words and think about new situations. So that is a good thing.
Oh, definitely. And this is going to be an ongoing series from now on. So every year, around the same time of year, you guys will get another one.
Okay, they're looking forward to that. Okay, Mariah, you have a customer service book out that was just published, and you have made so many people go automatic. I feel this with my entire soul.
I really hate to say it, but it's because it's true.
Oh, it is very true. And it's like, oh my God, yes. What was your favorite part of the different stereotypes you've written into it?
Honestly, I every single one of them, the fun ones are like the Felicias, the By Felicia chapter. Those are the fun ones. Because it's just the insanity that people will speak to try and find a loophole to get what they want, whether it's easily fixable or against company policy. That like somebody that will just sit there and go, you can go, well, I understand that, but this is what you chose. And then they're like, that's not what I meant. You customers always right. They will go round and round and round, just trying to find any reason for you to give them what they want. And those are kind of the most fun because you can sit here and talk in a loop with them forever. And when you look back on it later, you're just like, wow. And it becomes a funny story. So that's probably my favorite one. The rest of them just kind of piss you off to some degree.
Yes, they do. Josh, your poetry, does it come from the heart or experiences or both?
It comes from both. Mainly experiences.
What has been like the journey of transferring all those things to page?
It brought back a lot of memories that I thought I had suppressed. But it was also a great release of those memories and a great way to finally move past a lot of things.
Okay. Is it helping with the healing process?
It is definitely helping with the healing process. The more I write, the more I feel better about a lot that's happened.
Is there a particular poem that always sticks out when you think about what you've written and accomplished so far?
I wouldn't say like it puts out like what have I accomplished. It more puts out what's hurt me the most, and that I believe it's either I believe it's titled. It might not be titled. It's about betrayal.
That is, I want to say wonderful, but it's not wonderful that you went through the feelings, but it's wonderful that we get to go through the healing process with you and that you can help others find a way to heal through your poetry.
That was always my biggest goal, was to help others get through what they're going through.
And you have such a wonderful way of showing people how you felt and how they're not the only ones.
That's always been a main thing in my life, is that I've always wanted to remind people that they're not the only one going through what they're going through. Other people have been through it, and it's a matter of how you handle it and how you get through it.
Oh, yeah. And I can honestly say I appreciate that you're giving us your experiences and your understanding and what has happened and how we may have similar experiences and where we're going. What is the what poem are you hoping people find in your new one and feel what you wanted to say most?
Are you talking about the new one that's supposedly
That
coming?
you're writing now. Have you thought about that?
Give me 1 second.
Because I can tell you on mine, it's like the mom guilt and the mom being tired and depressed. I want people to get that and people to know that they're not like alone and other people feel this. So I figured you may have like something in yours that you hope people feel.
Well, the second one doesn't really follow the same gothic
Yes,
style.
I
It
don't
follows.
know fully what it follows because I've only
Um,
seen snippets.
it follows, and I feel so ashamed to say this. It follows the smut theme.
Yeah.
So like Haunting Adeline area.
Okay.
That's where it's more about that. I want to get in touch with writing poetry about different emotions and different feelings that course through the body. And I've already touched on the pain part. I want to touch on pleasure. Um, so with the second book, I want to and it sounds bad, but I want the readers to experience pleasure while they're reading the book. That sounds so bad.
That doesn't sound bad.
So I just want to say that since knowing is doing phrasing, you mentioned smut, and then you kept saying I want to touch on. I was like, isn't that the purpose? Is to touch on?
Yes, we could go with that.
Okay,
That's
and then what I'm also gathering is a free hand job with every book.
yeah.
Damn it, Raz.
Because I'm signing up for this.
Titty sprinkles. That's all I gotta say. Titty sprinkles.
There's a good reason that this episode has 18 and older on it because you guys have such a very different way of doing everything that it's hard to find the cohesive conversation thing to get things rolling. And this has done it apparently.
But then when it happens, I'm like, especially me and Raz, like I have watched this the last week.
And
when
Ron is voting for his.
yeah, Ron's voting that he's getting one too. Yay! Whenever me and Raz get on something, it just kind of devolves. It's fine.
Oh, we're fine. We got this. I figure if they don't know when they see who's up above, they're just screwed and they're going to go into the chaos that is us. And I love our chaos in every single way possible.
I will say, to go back to the question you had asked, what's one specifically? There is a poem in there that's titled "Rope," and that's all I'm going to say about that. But that one really brings out a lot of stuff.
Okay.
That's kind of the point of that, though, right?
You know what? Yes, it is actually.
I'm looking forward to seeing whatever this ends up being. So yeah. Anyway, Rat, speaking about your poetry, you have well, you were forced to enter various poems into honesty in verse, and you are making your own poetry volume. What are the themes you're hoping to have us explore in there?
I wasn't really forced. I wanted to. My brain just died lately, especially when it comes to deadlines. I've been struggling with real life shit, but I'm glad that those were included. So the book I'm putting together is actually a combination of a lot of things. I toured with a band for over a decade, and I wrote a lot of songs, and not all those songs got turned into actual songs. And I kind of turned them into more of a lyrical / free verse poetry in a lot of ways. So this is like a book of existence. I want the cover's gonna look like like a school locker, like a grunge ass school locker kind of thing, right? And it's just kind of the things you go through on your journey. I think my title is An Addict's Guide to Love and Lost is what I'm going with right now.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
I have to buy that one on principle, right?
There's definitely a lot of stuff in there, man.
If you guys put something out, I generally have to buy it regardless now.
Well, here's the thing with the reason I have to get this one. You do not know how much stuff we sent back and forth over almost 2 decades now. Like,
oh yeah,
I've probably read some of what's in there at some point or in some form, like when it was first starting. the same could be said. If I were to do something like this, he would have to get it on principle, because we have to figure out, holy shit, when did we have that conversation? One of those things. Because that's literally.
Honestly, I'd say you're going to know about 3/4 of it with the way it's looking right now.
Well, I mean, and when it comes to the Avalon books, what, Jesus, 75-80% of the story already?
Oh, yeah.
So now it's just, the books are like, okay, details. Like, Raz and I, our writing careers kind of run parallel for.
Oh, yeah. They kind of started around the same time when we were very young, yeah.
Yeah. Like, and as long as we've known each other and paths have crossed, it's just, anything we do like that, it's kind of like we have to pass it back and forth, and it's like, oh shit, I remember that.
Yeah, and we were always abducting each other into different things too, involving writings. That's always fun.
Oh yeah, because oh my god, one of the best ones. This dude right here. So when I first met him, the character that we were RPing, characters we were RPing, was this big hulking monster of a guy. And I was just decidedly pissed off. And he goes, "Hey, wait right there." And he brought in probably one of the most twisted characters I've ever in my life encountered. And what started as I was just pissed off, and he brought something different in. Like, I was so totally obsessed and amused for like a week. It was phenomenal. That's Raz has that ability to kind of transition his writing, and it doesn't matter how he changes it or what he does. It's just thoroughly captivating, and it's enough to just kind of get you to stop and go, holy shit. Okay.
Yeah, so I took the original concept that Patricia Cornwell came up with, that Jack the Ripper was actually a famous painter named Walter Sickert. And then I thought, okay, let's go with this version of Jack the Ripper. What would happen if he became a Cenobite in the Hellraiser universe? So that was some of my early fan fiction, actually, at the same time developing this all-new character, this all-new everything. It was a lot of fun.
It really, really was. And, up until that point, I had been playing, God, probably the most doormat character ever. But she was, as much as people used her, she was so good at, constantly trying to be the better person. And when he introduced that character, it just so happened to be I was playing the Goody Two Shoes character's daughter, and it was at a time where just like everybody else, it became one of those, everybody else was putting in their input and they were fucking up what I wanted, and it pissed me off. So he introduces that character to his Ripper Cenobite, and now I have a character that is so broken. I still message Raz and go, I really want to fix her so I can write her book, but right now she is so fucked up. There is no happy ending here. Help me. Because she literally, he helped transition that character into, she would honestly, I would describe her as the ultimate badass.
Oh, yeah.
She is, this is a character that is well known in RP circles right now, and remains fucking scary. She is the John Wick of that universe. She really is. She really is. She is a true John Wick. I could probably write a whole series about her just because she's that scary.
We had recently I say recently, We have done the Owlite Menagerie, our first Owlite anthology. And I had been wondering about how horror's not your wheelhouse. How does it feel to know that you've written that story and gotten to where it is?
Honestly, I still don't know how I feel about it. Like it's kind of sitting in my mind as, oh God, I did this. Is it
I'm gonna
really
say this
good?
now. I was
Bad?
asked what my favorite short story that I read of 2024 was by now multiple groups of people, and I've cited that story every time.
Like and it's hard for me. Like it's really hard for me. I just got done telling you, Raz created this whole character that to this day I I'm mind blown. We we're still RPing these characters up until about 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And I still loved that character. Every chance that I had, I was interacting with it. And again, I can appreciate Raz's writing because I can see it from a mile away. It's like I know that voice. So for me, when he took that character and did that, Raz became the ultimate in horror. Like I've seen that evolution over time. And so for me to write horror is completely intimidating. I just when you're staring at the sun, you go blind. Raz,
Yeah, I know the feeling.
for me, is the epitome of just awesome horror. He's up there with Poe. And I was a huge
Oh, I thought Josh was giving the hand jobs around here.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hey, listen here.
But I got to see that horror writing evolution. I've known Raz for so long, so now, when anybody says, "Hey, you should write horror," I'm like, "Oh shit, I can't write like Raz. Let me go slide off to my corner." And my character Lara was kind of sad, and the way I thought about it was there's Raz that writes horror, and then there's me who's coughing up rainbows and sparkles and butterflies and shit, all things not dark.
The thing about it is I write about ghosts. Am I going to be as good as Carrie Bates or any other author? No. I have recently read my story in front of Curtis M. Lawson a few, probably now it's probably 2 or 3 months, but it's like
Yeah.
one of the most embarrassing ideas of there's this guy he's so polished and wonderful at his craft, and I'm over here with my floaty, misty, aggravating thing that's taking over the mom, and I'm not sure if I'm not up to his level, but I am writing, and we are writing, and ours will never be like Raz. But the best part is it's Mariah. Yours is like Mariah, and that's what we want.
I've been trying to explain this to her for a long time. Like, helping her out with this project was like the equivalent of the boxing coach. Like, she's going round for round, but the opponent is herself, and I'm just sitting her down like, here's your towel, here's your water, calm down, you got this, get in there.
It was bad. It was so bad. Especially when I got to the middle part of the horror story, because I'm telling Raz, I think I wrote myself into a corner. I'm just, how do I get out? I don't know how to do that. Like, it was bad. It was so bad. But like 2 days before I finished, he said Raz actually gave me the most prolific advice ever, which was, it's fine. Like, horror doesn't have to be this and this and this. It can just be that eerie feeling. And I was like, you know what? That I might be able to do. And I finished it in 2 days after that. So,
But that's what I'm always bitching about is everybody thinks horror is this or it's that. Horror is so many different things. It's like one of those genres that means almost something different to everyone. And there's so many subgenres, it's insane. So like horror can be whatever it is to you, and that's why I like to read horror so much, because I like to see what horror is to different people.
Oh yeah. Is Pinball Wizard considered body horror?
Yes, actually, in fact, it was designed to be body horror.
Yes.
Okay, so I need to add that hashtag because I was thinking it was, because I'm just sitting there looking at it. I'm like, I think I need to add this hashtag. Okay,
That
back
was my
to
first
the
attempt at
original.
it, actually.
Yeah, it was actually very. The idea of it is frightening. Making a wish and then the genie just not the sorceress doesn't get it, and you end up with that. That
So
is
I took a couple of different things when I did this. Like when I was growing up, pinball was one of the very few things my dad and I both shared a love of. We even did like amateur pinball tournaments and stuff. So like I used to play pinball so fucking much growing up that I knew all those terms. I didn't even have to research about pinball. I knew all this shit already, which is rare for me to be able to just go into it with all this weird knowledge. And also, one of my favorite movies ever from my childhood is Tom Hanks' Big. So there's a huge big reference in that intended. I make it a very obvious one because he just says I want to be big, it's a joke. But it's kind of. I always thought, what if that movie went badly? Like, what if that went a different direction? So I just kind of sort of combined those two things and went with it.
and you did amazing. And it's also very frightening that with the other different stories and movies and whatever, and the magic user just totally misunderstanding and going that way. Yes, that is wow.
That's your typical Djinn angle, Like if you make a wish with a Djinn, it's their job to find a way to fuck it up.
Yeah.
Or their name's Nax. Sorry, we were talking about it earlier. It's just there. But yeah, no, the pinball thing was scary. I liked it.
There's a new Evil Dead pinball machine that's being built right now, but to get it with all its bells and whistles, and why would you want it without it? It's like $10,000.
What? No.
Dude, this thing has LED board. It's got so much shit, and Bruce Campbell actually voiced the pinball machine.
See,
that is awesome.
This is I'd be in for that.
If I'm ever a millionaire, I'm buying like at least one. At least. Maybe one for each floor, yeah.
That would rock.
That's fair. That's
And so Groundhog Day in an insane asylum. I love it. But how did we get here? In Lament of Route 30.
Oh man, Lament of Route 30. That's so that was the first official story I wrote when I decided I want to do something with this, because I had this amazing teacher named Bill Abbott, and love Bill. I still talk to him all the time. If you listen to Bill, I love you. I've actually thanked him in a lot of my books, and he read a lot of my writing and said, "Okay, you are going to write something and submit it. The tour. You're just doing it. It's my decision. You're doing it now." So I wrote this story, and he helped me edit it. He helped me look over it, and it just it was the first official thing that made me, in my eyes, actually like really a writer. So it takes place at what used to be the State's Mental Institution. And every person there is actually a very famous serial killer that I just changed the name or some details about. But the actual main character is the secretary, not any of them. So it's just a kind of a different take on things that I wanted to try.
I loved it. She's watching the storm roll in, and you go through the whole story, and it ends with her watching the storm roll in, and it's like, this is a never-ending nightmare.
Oh my god, is wow! I just realized what you're talking about.
One Night at Elysium was the original title.
I remember that. Because I remember I told you I wasn't going to sleep for a week after I read it.
It's pretty messed up, man. It's very gory. That's borderline splatterpunk, I'd say.
Like that, man. When I tell you that's like early level, that's again watching his transition as a horror writer. Like that one Wow, I remember that. Holy shit.
So we collectively, I am sure, Mariah and I have been watching and seeing the different versions of your stories because of how it's like the difference between hear the voices on YouTube and hear the voices in Riverside Chronicles
Oh
and
yeah,
the
big
little
difference.
changes here and there, and it's like you can see that you are a continuing campfire storyteller in all the different places, and it has been very fun and slightly perturbing and scary going through the different things you have written.
I appreciate that, man.
Oh yeah.
Like he did One Night in Elysium, and after that, like we talked about our characters, because that was something that we did, even if we weren't playing, we were talking about, hey, I was thinking about this. And he said something about I should map out the timeline on my character Lara's story. And I was like, nah, you could never do that. And I did it like within a year after that. And then when I did that, I was like, man, I can make this a book. Hey, look, I wrote this. And that was literally that was where the Vengeance of Avalon stuff started. And I was thinking about writing that, and then things happened, and Raz continued to go back to school, but we were still talking back and forth. And then after all that, I just kind of let things go and quit writing. And 2 years ago, hey, you should write again. Why? And now Vengeance of Avalon has become Dark Camelot, and I'm starting that over. And holy crap, you see what you're responsible for, Raz? You did it. Bad.
Yeah, I'm here as well as an author because of Raz and Patty. They gave me a place to be.
Wait, yep. Raz, like,
And I like turtles.
he does like turtles. He's liked turtles for a while.
Yes.
Raz is literally responsible for me ever writing another word to paper, because I had given it up for so long twice. I was just gonna walk away.
Okay, guys. My next question is for all three of you, and I'm going to start with Raz and go around the which the problem is I don't know what y'all see on y'all side, but it goes around this way on my side. So, yeah, when it comes to your writing, is there a specific scene or story or poem that has been like the shining moment of, yes, I know this is what I want to be doing and where I'm going?
Give me a minute to think about that one. Come back to me.
Josh,
Can you repeat the question?
what poem that you have written that made you believe that you should be continuing writing your poetry and putting it out in the world?
It would be a poem that I don't have no longer with me. It was my very first poem I ever wrote. It's corny, but it's about a girl. It was about a girl that I loved for you, but the feeling was never there for her.
Okay. That is, I know that feeling. What about you, Mariah?
Okay, so the first thing that I ever wrote that I was like, hey, I could do this. So there were some people, they were all in a chat room. And at the time, these players were at odds with each other. So they would come in and much like D&D, start a fight, try and kill somebody. And you would do this fight, and everybody got to type, whatever move they were doing or whatever before they rolled dice. And somebody pissed me off just enough because they came into the room and the whole time they're trying to kill me, or my character actually, they're talking mad amounts of crap using like a simple paragraph that they kept in one folder so they could just copy paste. And I was like, okay, you're gonna make me waste all my time doing this. I'm gonna do this. And my character stood up and wrote a spell on the fly in the middle of doing all these actions and stuff like that. And then by the time I hit enter and the whole thing went into chat, it was like a page and a half long. And then I rolled the dice and succeeded. And I was like, I'm going to leave now. That moment, like getting that much into that room in front of all those people and everybody going, holy shit, what the fuck is that? Was the moment where I was like, oh, maybe I could do this.
That is awesome.
It's
Brad?
such a stupid, nerdy story, and I know it.
It's a great story, and I love it. It is one of the best stories ever.
So, okay, we're back to me now, right?
Yes.
Okay. I've been thinking about this, and I spend a lot of time, I've spent a lot of time as a writer, not even sure if I should be a writer. I'm kind of back to that a little bit right now for different reasons, but the one that finally hit me over the hump of saying, I like to write, and hey, I'm a writer, and I no longer think I'm a bad writer, was Got You Where I Want You, my first vampire story. I don't know. I can't even tell you why. There was just something really magic about that story when I was writing it, and the feedback process I had with people going on it, just the way that story came out. I don't know. I think that was the story that just kind of changed things for me.
That was one heck of a story.
And it's weird because that's a horror romance story that just happened to be about accidentally a vampire story, which I didn't. It was supposed to be a serial killer story, and I did not know it was a vampire until Dell and Matt pointed it out to me, and I'm like,
and then I saw it.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh shit, this is a vampire story.
Yes.
The vampires don't sparkle, do they?
No.
Thank God.
If something sparkles, it's because he's being mean and throwing glitter bombs at it.
And yes, for anybody that might be watching, that was a dig. That will forever remain one of my biggest. Dude, when those books came out, I was hot.
I've read both those books, or sorry, all four of those books or whatever they are, like 3 times now. I actually do enjoy the books. The key is to not focus on Edward and Bella at all, and then they're pretty great books.
Yeah, like skip that. Some of the rest of the elements were pretty good.
I like Mustache Dad.
Yeah, Charlie. Yeah.
Yep.
I get you liking Charlie. Shoot first, ask questions later.
Charlie's a badass.
Yes. But yeah, that they remain kind of a pet peeve. Like, just don't touch certain things. Like,
here's what pisses me off. In the books, they didn't sparkle. They were luminescent. That's how they could be identified as vampires. They didn't sparkle. The movies made them look like strippers, okay? Not the books.
Yeah, but she didn't help matters.
True.
Like, even being luminescent, like,
It makes sense in context, though, like when you're reading it. But for people that have never read it and have only ever heard about it or only ever seen the movies, like it just doesn't make any sense. Some people are like, "Oh, it's Sparkly Vampire,"
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
and I get it. And in those contexts, they're correct.
Oh yeah.
Raz understands because that, like, I got really hot about that. I was like, this is bad. This is ruining it for everybody else.
I was actually, we were just talking the other day at the hunt. Actually, we were talking about the time you and I decided we were going to see what the fuck 50 Shades of Grey was all about. And you got to the scene ahead of I did where she likens the blowjob to a mother hamster storing her young in her mouth. And like you were a couple chapters ahead of me, and I just fucking threw that book down. I said, nope, I'm not going to put myself through that shit. I'm done. I think I made it to chapter 3.
I broke my fucking Kindle. I broke
You
my
did.
damn
You
Kindle.
really did.
Like, things that Raz and I do together that should not be done.
That shit was just anger-inducing, man.
You can find Laurel K. Hamilton books at random dollar stores and Walmart. Please.
Yeah, but she's a good writer. She's a really good writer.
Let me finish. Please, for the love of all that is holy, if you want to learn something, go with her. Do not go with 50 Shades of Grey, because I've read all the versions, and I'm like...
It is so bad!
Like I said, Laurel K. Hamilton is better.
Much better.
And I will... And... Yeah. I will suggest that.
I now refer to those books of Shades of Puce, because it's the weirdest color I can think of.
Okay.
Like, I remember telling Raz, like, literally, I broke my Kindle, guys. You don't understand how big a deal this is. I was a stay-at-home mom with an autistic child, and my husband deployed in a giant sandbox half a world away. That book is so bad, I threw my Kindle and broke it. It was bad. It was so horrible. To this day, I cannot, like, I'm embarrassed. I was so mad I broke it. But I remember telling Raz after I broke the Kindle, I was like, I will never read this whole thing. Raz, you should write. Like, I remember telling you, I would rather you try to write erotica.
Well, I kind of am now, though, is the thing, and that's what's crazy about it. I'm trying to get this mythos story that's a spicy, mythos romance, and it's tough, man.
I get that, but the irony that I said that then, and we're talking about this now when you're writing that. See, told you so. I win.
I'm not saying it's good. I don't know. I'm working on it.
Yeah, that was going to be one of the next questions. How is your spicy story coming?
Should we ask Josh about that?
Okay, so the next actual question of the world.
You just said coming, so I figured I would,
Yeah, that was said on purpose. What author is the one you would recommend to others that is your favorite? Josh?
Who? Oh, I didn't know you were talking about. H.T. Carlson is one of my favorites so far. I've just gotten to reading her books. Another one would be Edgar Allan Poe, 100%.
Awesome. Mariah?
So I always recommend Poe. I recommend Stephen King. And then lately, like I've been telling everybody, he's promoting my short story. I promote all his other stuff. If you're looking for, like real horror, you grab one of Raz's books and take a ride down psychotrippy lane. So those are some of my go-tos.
Yes, Patty and I had a graphics war of all us making new graphics of some of our favorite things from his Riverside Chronicles. And yeah, I can honestly say we agree. Raz, what about you?
Let's see. I mean, I read all you guys. I love you guys. I'm looking forward to reading some Josh here, very, very, very soon. Um, I'm a fan of a couple different people, honestly. Let's see here. Jason Pargan, definitely the John Dies of the Year, the John Dies of the End series, but honestly, all his books. I love the bizarro horror / dark humor, the way he writes his stories. So every time he puts out something, I always pick it up. I'm a huge, just absolutely huge fan. Um, I'd say, man, obviously I read Poe, King. I read so many different authors from so many different things. And my brain just died on the other author I wanted to throw out there. The Dresden series. I know the writer's name, but my brain is dead because I've been driving all day. Somebody help me here.
The Dresden series, Butcher?
Dresden Files. Yeah, yes, Jim Butcher. Jim Butcher, the Dresden Files.
We're
I
talking about the
love
Dresden
the
Files.
fucking Dresden Files so much. I've reread them 4 times.
Okay,
I like Butcher.
definitely keepers. Okay, how would you describe your own writing style, Mariah?
It depends on what day it is. If I'm writing something like the customer service book, it's kind of very straightforward, everyday discussion. Other things that I write for most of my books, it's third person, but I try to add an element of otherworldliness no matter which way what story I'm writing. I try and have some element that just gives it that niche weird feeling that you get when something supernatural is around you.
That is a great way to describe it. Really, I like that idea. Josh?
I would say my writing style depends on what I'm trying to shoot for. Here lately with the most recent book, it's more of a gothic / dark. But with the new one I'm working on, it's more of a, I hate saying this word, pleasure / late night in a room with one another.
Okay. Raz?
Ask the question for me one more time.
How would you describe your writing style?
So I had to go through a lot of this for school, like trying to decide who I am as a writer, what I do. What it came down to is I'm a neurodivergent writer, and I write neurodivergent things for neurodivergent people. I know that sounds really stupid, but a lot of what I write comes from a place of mental health. So that's a lot of the background in every story I've ever written, whether I realized it initially when I was doing it or not, involves a character that, has very questionable mental health for one reason or another, maybe on different parts of their journeys. Beyond that, it's all about small town horror for me. A lot of what I do beyond neurodivergence is about small town horror because it's the things that live in our own backyards that I find that are often the most shocking and surprising to us. So that's kind of what I try to bring, that small town feel.
Okay.
So
I
it's a more
definitely
personal horror, I guess is a good way to say it.
personal horror is definitely some of the more creepy. What could actually be out there in my woods? Will it eat me? I hope not.
You're good.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure. We've been trying to make friends. Um, Sorry, I just have thrown. I've been trying to figure out questions that work for all three of y'all because we have the horror author below me, we have the poet, and you both are poets, both of you below me, and then we have Mariah, and she's more of the fantasy and science fiction, depending on which book you're looking at. And it's just a wonderful mix that I would like you as the viewers to know that you can find here at Fake Horror. Because we're all fake horror authors. Three of us definitely have or will have poetry volumes out soon. And then, yeah, I can definitely say Mariah has the better chops at writing the fantasy stories than I do. Because my first ever fantasy story that was published, I'm not sure how well it is, but I can tell you that I have enjoyed her version of Camelot. I have been to many versions of Camelot. And Raz, I keep listening and rereading his stuff. And Josh, just to have him added to the poetry world, you
Oh yeah,
guys are going to get wonderful things and great understanding, probably a better understanding of yourself than you did before by reading Josh's poetry. Because the healing journey and your healing journey, because we're all trying to heal because life has been crap.
definitely.
So trying to find a generally good cohesive amount of questioning that includes everybody. Yeah, this has been one of the more harder, it definitely the a harder interview than normal, but I'm definitely grateful to be here with you guys.
Always a good time to be surrounded by amazing people, man.
Oh yeah. Um okay. Where is your favorite place to write? Mariah?
Um, give a sec. We're operating in the same small space, so we're trying to stop the echo. Um,
Oh,
m-
okay.
yeah, my favorite place to write. I have an Uber computer that has many sparkly lights. So I honestly like being by myself where my computer's set up with nobody here and just zoning out with my music and writing. That's like my favorite thing. Nobody else here, nobody to walk in, nobody to go, "Hey dear, I need to talk to you," or "Mom, hey, Mom, I'm trying to pay my phone bill. My phone's messed up." I just like nobody here. And me with my sparkly computer casting, almost lightsaber hued light on my face while I write. I know that's so nerdy, but that is the truth.
That makes perfect sense. What about you, Josh?
My favorite place to write is probably, well, I can really do it anywhere. As long as I have my earbuds in and I'm listening to music. And I'm zoning out everything else around me. But I would say probably in my own little space, and with my favorite artist in the background.
That definitely rocks too. Raz?
My favorite place to write is a cabin in the woods where no one is fucking bothering me, which does not happen as frequently as I would like.
Understandable. I'd rather be on my mother-in-law's couch with my journal, thinking out and writing out the stories.
Yeah. I where I usually just write is wherever my computer is, man, which changes ever so often. So I'm kind of a transient writer, man.
Understandable. Um, hmm. Let's see. Did you guys have questions for any of us?
Oh, Jenny, what are you working on right now?
I just finished the tour of the circle around Friday's the 3 roads that go around Friday's house, and I am trying to edit that, and I am trying to reconceptualize the Halloween party at Sage's house, and trying to figure out how I want that to go because the story somehow got lost between Navasota and Newton, and I don't know how. And then I was wondering, what if we had an Uncle Raz in the story and they walk out and he's telling a story at the campfire to the kids as one of the adults that is there with the older children? How would that work?
I approve.
Yeah, that's why I asked him if he didn't mind Riverside being in the same world as Duquesne.
Right, I'm excited about that, man.
Man, Raz is gonna live in so many different worlds and so many incarnations. It's kind of
Yeah, y'all gotta
wild.
keep me alive long after I'm gone, man.
This will be my second story that you will have been in.
Hell yeah.
I got news for you. You've read both The Fall and I think you've got Rebirth too. He's in those. Raz is in those.
Yep.
Like prominently. He's in.
And just wait till you get contingency.
Oh my god, yeah. I don't know. I might rewrite that one too. I'm not sure. I might. I don't know.
I think the one thing I want to do in the fall is that one teacher when it got to the end. You are my mate. Why don't you want to be with me? And I'm just like, want to sock him in the head. Dude, seriously, this is not how you show love.
Well, what's really great, I don't know if you finished Rebirth yet, but that particular story is gonna tie through both series. So yes, yeah, I'm already I'm already setting that up. That's no. Like everybody
Him in the
has,
face though.
yeah, everybody has some growing up to do. And if it makes you feel any better, she is going to be the one to kind of, gobsmack him with, really? Are you that dumb? So again, spoilers, but more coming. Yeah, that was planned long beforehand. Like even in the first incarnations of this series, like when it was Vengeance of Avalon and I was still struggling, like parts of these stories have been entwined the whole time. So you will see that. You will see more of that actually. So it should be fun.
Oh yeah. Going forward is going to be great with you guys. Um, let's see. Where, if you could visit any place in the on the planet, where would you want to visit? Raz?
Anywhere in the world. Wow.
Real or fictional? Because that's kind of
Well, here's this. It can be a fictional place. You just got to make sure we know what story it's from.
Right.
Hogwarts.
Yeah, definitely I'd want to go to Hogwarts.
Hogwarts.
Hands down. If it's a fantasy place, it's Hogwarts.
Like, hands down. Like, because technically it should still be on Earth, but I mean, we all know it's fiction.
It takes place during the 90s in the UK,
Yeah, so I would say, like, if you were to ask me of everything, it would be Hogwarts.
But I also feel kind of bad because we accidentally destroyed Hogwarts yesterday.
That we did.
And the whole wizarding world.
We did. This is why you can't ask us questions. So yeah, like any place would be Hogwarts. But like real place?
Yeah, a real place. That would be good too.
I know this is gonna sound stupid, but I want to go to the hospital Raz kept telling me about.
Which one? There's been several.
The one that you were the big one, the one where you were like it was way active, and like you guys went back like 2-3 times, but like every time that you came back there was something different that happened.
I'm trying to remember which one of the ones. I've got it narrowed down to 3 now of the 8.
Like,
remember any other details? I can probably tell you what it is. We have more detail.
No, I mean I would know the stories if I heard them.
Was it in Ohio or Georgia?
Ohio.
Okay. Then limits it down to 2. I'm trying to think. Give me a minute. I'll remember in a minute. I'm trying to run it through my brain.
Yeah, you're
Okay,
fine.
I'm curious about the one in Georgia. Josh, what about you?
Probably. If I choose a place, it could be non-fictional.
It can be non-fictional.
Probably Vanguard or
Alrighty.
Valhalla. Or Valhalla.
That would be fun.
Man, you're stumping me on this. I'm trying to think of what hospital it is.
I know it's one you guys. Were you there?
I think you're thinking about the schoolhouse.
It's the one where you guys were there every time you went. You like most of the time you guys spent the night, and a lot of shit happened.
Oh yeah, that sadly no longer exists. They tore that down like 8 years ago.
Okay, well, it was still real.
They leveled that. That place was amazing. Had lots of tunnels that connected to other buildings. That was nuts, man. That was in Dayton.
Yeah. Like there were many.
That was the States, by the way. The one that I not Elysium / that story that it was it was that one. Other parts of the connecting buildings are still around, but the tunnels are all closed off, and most of the buildings up top have been demolished. And yeah, that's a cool fucking place, man.
Yeah, that would be the place that I would want to go to pre-demolition. Just because, like that, the more he told that story, the more you could picture it. Like he would tell you everything about it. And that if you're an active imaginer, that builds like a whole creepy horror movie in your head. And it's like kind of cool but very intimidating at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Dude. Have you guys been ghost hunting together before?
No, but we've never actually physically met in person.
Yeah.
As long as we've known each other.
We, like, every time we have planned to meet up, I kid you not, something happens, and we can be within 20 minutes of seeing each other, and it just doesn't happen.
Oh yeah. And now we have been on like live streams with each other while like one or the other was investigating something.
Yeah. But no, we've never like physically done anything like that together. Which is insane when you consider the amount of time we've known each other.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's really weird. Like, and the more stuff goes on, the more we find out. You know, we truly just run parallel to each other. We had no clue we were in the same cities at the same time. And yeah.
Yeah, especially the New York thing. That was crazy the other day.
Yeah, that was
about that, yeah.
Insane. We keep missing each other. Like fate saying yes, you two should be in the same space at the same time. And you know, somebody's throwing a wrench in the works going, haha, fuck you, not today.
Life is just nope.
Yeah. It's kind of insane. So, you know, whenever he'd be doing an investigation, or I just ended up somewhere flat out creepy. We'd be talking to each other or whatever, but never physically in the same place.
And Jason and I did a lot too. We investigated a lot of places, and then had you on the live stream like while we were doing it. I remember doing that too.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been on an investigation, Josh?
An investigation?
Yes, a paranormal investigation.
Does the demons in my head count?
Not for this conversation.
I can't say that I have. I'm also not the type of person to put myself in that type of situation. I don't know if anyone knows that I actually have a phobia of dolls.
He does.
Join the club, buddy. Those things are scary as fuck.
Doesn't matter what type of doll it is. Any type of doll. It could be a Barbie doll. I don't do dolls. And
I got a room here at the haunt just for you, though.
No, I'll pass.
You don't want a picture of that, Raz.
Slenderman's also in that room.
Slenderman doesn't bother me. But I've always wanted to explore abandoned places. Just if it has a doll in it, I'm not going in it. I don't care if it's 80,000 feet away from me. No.
No, that's investigation 101. You see a doll, you nope the fuck out. Like, oh, creepy doll, I'm gone. I'm good.
Okay.
I don't get it.
Man, you see a creepy ass doll in an abandoned place, you walk the fuck away from it. Like, that's just intelligent.
Dude, it's just a doll.
No, you know something bad's gonna fucking happen. You just leave.
There's a house, right, like a good 5 miles down the street, going towards the Lake Cyril Wilson, and my buddy showed me it. And when we passed it, there was a doll sitting in the window. It's an abandoned house, and when we passed again, the doll had moved.
So,
and having said this, I wouldn't mind experimenting and going to see Doll Island off the coast of Mexico. Like, that would be. It's a small island that's just covered in fucking dolls to honor the dead. It is insane.
No, I want to go to that too, but what stops me is as much as I want to go,
the spiders.
The spiders, I can't do it, bro. I have watched it on TV and it wigs me out.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I'm not even afraid of spiders, but at the same time, there's a lot of poisonous and fucked up spiders there, so that's an intelligence concern as well.
Right? Because you know me, I know you don't like dolls, but I would go to that island because of the creep factor of the dolls.
I'm the kind of person that will put myself into a weird or bad position just to see what happens. So
yeah, I know that, but I would definitely go there. But the thing is I am that bitch that will burn down her house using a can of hairspray and a lighter for a spider.
When that baby.
But I would burn that whole island down because I have seen. I don't know. Have you watched the Ghost Hunters episode about it?
Oh yeah.
Where they got real close and you could see how many spider webs were between. Yeah, no, bro.
And the spiders were crawling out of the dolls' mouths and eyes and stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah. I could not do spiders. I can do many things. I can do snakes. I can do creepy crawlies. I can do bugs. I can do any number of things. Cannot do fucking spiders. No.
There goes your Christmas present.
Right.
Okay, next question. Urban legend. Which one is your favorite to go back and see if anything new has been added to the story?
Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary?
We were just listening to a bunch of podcasts about urban legends today, too.
Josh?
El Chupacabra.
Okay. Raz?
Let's see, man. Traditional ones? That's a good question. There are so many of them that I absolutely love. I've done a thesis on fucking urban legends.
I know. You are the one to talk to about this. And my goal has never been to upset you about it. That's
no, I'm not upset about it.
That's research.
Oh, yeah, because that one episode. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
I did a whole lot of research and found so many things, and then you were mad, and I'm like, yeah, but anyway, favorite urban legend.
Okay. Favorite urban legend is going to be the poison Tylenol.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's probably my favorite one. Modern wise, I'd say Slender Man.
Nancy, I know I said I was going to research it. I know I said I was going to research it and no more. Do you know I still haven't looked into that whole thing?
There's a lot of crazy shit, man, and very little of it was even remotely true. Very little of it.
When it first became hit big was when we were doing Twisted Geekdom.
Yep.
And you had started
No,
talking.
that's not when it hit big. That's when it came up again out of nowhere decades later. I can't remember why. There was new articles about it. There was something. Yeah, the Tylenol murders thing. It came up. There was a documentary, or there was something about it. And this was been about a year or two before we got together.
No, because we were talking about it too.
Oh no, it was right around when we got together. Yeah, about a year after we got together.
It was kind of. I think they discovered it was a woman who was trying to do an insurance fraud thing with her.
And then someone accidentally got there was some shit that was coming up in the news about it again decades later that it had us all talking about it all over again.
Yeah. But the Slender Man thing, I still haven't done the research on it. I know there's a lot to do there, but I know me.
Yes and no, though. To be fair, Slender Man itself was just a photo contest. That's it. It was just a photo contest for a Photoshop horror contest. That's it. It was born of that, but the thing about it is, what we know as Slender Man is just something some guy made up for a photo that people went crazy with. But there are a lot of legends that are very similar in a lot of countries to what Slender Man is now. So there's definitely a lot, and now you can easily say Slender Man's a tulpa, easily.
Nancy, I could believe the tulpa thing. I really could believe that. But you know me, that's going to be one of those scenarios where I go to look into something and then I fall down the rabbit hole and I obsess.
Actually, I got you hooked up because Coast to Coast did a really in-depth podcast episode about Slender Man 6 or 7 years ago. I'll dig it up for you, and it's actually very informative, and they package it very nicely, and it's a nice listen.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm getting into this podcast thing finally and listening to other people do stuff. So, yeah. I mean, I know we've done it, but I never listened to anybody else's. So now I'm actually starting to listen to that stuff, and it's okay.
I listen to really cool true crime ones when I'm in the car with Michelle. I don't know the names of the one we listen to. Do you know? I'll tell you.
Is a really big one.
That's a good one.
I love Crime Junkies. Another one. It's through Parcast on Spotify. It's a whole bunch of different ones. There's the serial killer one. There's the solved murders, unsolved murders.
Yeah.
They have a whole list of just different.
And what was the urban legend one today?
That was part of the serial killer.
Oh, okay.
Parcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that said, I do want to ask you, what is the deal? Okay, so I just got. Okay, I told you I started listening to podcasts.
What is the deal? Sorry, I'm down Seinfeld.
But they have No Sleep podcast on Spotify.
Yeah, the No Sleep podcast. I am a subscriber to the No Sleep podcast. I've been listening to it since it first became a podcast.
So what my question was, what exactly kind of podcast is it? Because
horror stories.
That's all it is? Okay.
Yeah, cool. It's usually as you get into the seasons, they're each episode is more themed towards something, but it's just it's like old school radio play with music, sound effects, it's fucking brilliant to listen to.
Awesome. Okay, see, that's what I wanted to ask because I put it in my podcast list, but I haven't started listening yet.
Okay, so seasons 1 and 2 are free.
Okay.
Now, every season has a free version, but you miss out on over half of each episode. So that part kind of sucks. But they do have a monthly subscription option as well to be able to listen to everything.
Okay. Got you.
And that's what I pay for because I feel like it's worth it. And I listen to things over. Once I catch up, I start back from the beginning. I've never done that with any show, movie, podcast, anything, or even book series in my entire life, just endlessly on a loop in life since the first season of that show.
He's freaked Brooklyn out.
Oh
listening to
yeah.
that shit.
Oh yeah, I've scared so many people, like making them listen to certain episodes, and like some of the episodes have become like a part of like me. Like it's really weird, dude. Like in fun ways, and I get a chance to meet a lot of the writers, which is great. That also helps me a lot as a writer, but also like I get to fanboy for a little bit with them, so that's fun. Because when you join, you get to also be in their server when you do the monthly for Discord.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I've got that one. And I told you about the one last week, Haunted Road. And
Candy
then
Burning was awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
and there's a third one I'm looking at. I just can't remember the name of it, but it's a true crime killer podcast.
Oh yeah, and of
So
course, me being me, I have to also plug the Chilling Tales for Dark Nights and all their associated shows, because they've actually, so they're very similar to what No Sleep does. It's similar. They're not exact. There's a lot of differences, but they're very similar. Whereas it's self-contained short stories. They purchased and performed a lot of my stuff, but like their quality is every bit as good. So I also highly recommend all their stuff.
fair enough.
Oh yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay, Raz, you can answer this question. Can you please tell our audience what's the difference between creepypasta compared to other types of short horror stories?
Well, I mean, so creepypasta comes from copypasta. We're talking like old school, like 4chan and shit, okay? When we're going back ways, where you just found a fun story and you copied it and you pasted it somewhere to people that had never ever heard of it before. That's how it started. And then it was obviously with creepy or weird little things. And sometimes there was stuff that was like maybe a paragraph that would like people would just sit and talk about forever. And then people actually started writing their own creepypastas, which was very different than what it used to be. And that's the version of creepypasta that most people know of, is, the more modernish creepypasta that's just short stories. Uh, Primarily those are all going to be first person accounts in first person. I've not read too many at all that weren't. They exist, but they're very rare, which is also similar to No Sleep. No Sleep and creepypasta stories have a lot of similarities, but it's different rules. Um, Everything's got their own set of rules, and to really understand the rules, you need to go to the subreddits and really read what the rules are to know what kind of stories to expect, because those rules evolve over time. So it's a different way to write stories and interact with people in ways that are storytelling, in my opinion. These are the actual written form of storytelling, more so than your traditional short stories are.
Okay, thank you.
Other
Do you
difference
guys
is with No Sleep, if you're a reader of No Sleep, when you comment on someone's story, you have to perpetuate it in the comment as if it's real. So there's that whole angle, which also changes things. It makes it like almost collective storytelling.
I like that. Do you guys have a favorite creepypasta? I can't hear you.
I'm gonna be
Or-
honest. I never jumped on that train, so I don't really have one.
I just realized
I'm
I keep my camera on.
I've never really
Yeah,
read
we
creep.
can now see your handsome face.
The
Okay,
Godzilla
listeners.
creepypasta about the SNES game Godzilla. It's a very long creepypasta, but it's intense. It's very fucking good. It's going to be a toss up between that and No End House. No End House is basically, you find out about this haunted house, and if you can make it all the way out, you win like $1 million, basically. And it starts out looking like an old Walmart or a Kmart that's been abandoned with just some rubber snakes and shit in room one, and you're like, oh, this is no big deal. This is a joke. Each room gets more and more intense from that slow scale. It's a very slow burn build. It's like all the rooms you got to go through, and you get to a point in time where even if you're out, are you? So it's very intense.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah, No In House, man.
Okay. Josh, what did you say? I didn't catch it.
I've never really gotten to reading creepypastas.
Okay. Um. What is your favorite fake horror short story or poem?
Are you asking me?
That's a tough one.
Yes. All of you, actually.
I think the first one you did about the Ghost Hunters.
First one I did about the Ghost Hunters?
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
It's yeah, I'd say it's a toss up between that and Mariah's story.
What about you, Mariah?
Like overall in general for life, the Cask of Amontillado is actually my favorite.
No, she said from fake horror.
Yeah.
From fake horror,
That's my favorite Edgar Allan Poe one, though.
From fake horror, that's hard. Cause like, there's the ones from the anthology. I read all of them.
Well, most of the shorts are from the anthologies.
Yeah.
But
There's many.
I've only read the ones from Menagerie.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you are coming late to the game. That's
Yeah.
fair.
So, but I've read stuff that each of you have sent me that I don't know if it's published or not.
You can see anything. Oh no, Raz disappeared.
I liked the detective agency one that you sent me. The ghost story.
Okay.
I loved that. And then the Riverside Chronicles thing that Raz just released. I love that.
Okay.
And I kind of consider that a short story because it's a kid's book. So.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I absolutely love that. That was great. And then, like I said, your detective agency ghost story was good. Those
Thank
would
you.
honestly be the ones that stick out for me right now.
Okay. Josh?
I still have to read the short stories. I haven't read them yet.
Okay. What about poetry?
Poetry.
Have
Is
you read any
specifically
of the poetry besides your own?
I took a dive into it. I can't really remember. I know I read some of yours on your page.
Okay.
I really like yours. I've read Heather's poetry that she shared with me in private, and that was really good.
You have
What more?
poetry and you didn't tell us?
What?
Yeah.
I was telling her that I was questioning what the flying donkey. Okay.
Oh,
Yep.
smell it.
Bad Josh.
Let's put up the spotlight.
Did I mention I love you guys? And I'm so happy you're part of my life.
I love you too.
Okay. We are reaching. This is an odd and really good episode. Well, I'm enjoying it. I don't know about you guys. What? Okay. Where is your favorite place to eat? Your favorite restaurant?
This new hibachi sushi restaurant that Mariah introduced me to.
I know all the good eat spots.
Yeah.
Honestly, my faves is Texas Roadhouse. Them rolls and steak, so tasty.
Oh yeah. dude, I hope you come back on one of the societies in the future and tell more of your stories. That would be good.
Oh, he'll be here. I'll make him be here.
I'll be here.
Yes, because it doesn't have to be like a published story. It can be any story you want. Because I have enjoyed all of Mariah's, and I love Echoes, but it would be good to hear yours.
I really just got to get me the equipment to write an actual story because I do all my writing on my phone, and I would have to get me on my laptop or something to write on the story on.
You can write a story on your phone. I've written multiple on mine.
It's just like when I write poetry, it's easy to write for me on my phone because I'm able to see everything I'm writing. With like story wise, I'm not able to see all at one screen.
Well, no, but I can't see it all on one screen either. It's how much of the document you can see. But yeah, and a good story is definitely sometimes more than a page. Sometimes it's 2 sentences. Okay, guys, where would you like people to find you?
What?
You want people to find you?
Oh, well, you can find me on Facebook under the name Mariah Lynde and at Mariah Lynde author page. You can send messages. If you don't get me, you will, of course, get Jenny. I'm also on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch. For Twitch and Instagram, or Twitch and TikTok, I'm at Lady Dark Jedi 1. And under the rest, you'll see me under Mariah Lynde, but that's where you can find me.
Okay. Josh, where do you want people to find you?
I'm late to the party, but I still gotta make an author page and everything. But social media wise, you can find me at TikTok at flawless02, and you can find me on Instagram at hold on one second. Oh, that's not the right app.
I need you to send me those links, dude.
Yeah, I still need to send you all the links.
And we need to start your page.
You could find me on Instagram at gen3.eclipse.
Okay.
And you can find me on Facebook at Joshua Brandon.
Awesome. Raz, what is your favorite restaurant?
My favorite restaurant? That changes a lot depending on what finally closes down. I did try a new one called Twin Peaks, which I kind of liked a little bit the other day. It's like Hooters, but like they wear flannels, so that's great. But I didn't even go inside. I just ordered takeout because I was in a hurry, and their food was really good. So that might be one of my new favorites.
Okay. Because I have one, but I haven't tried it yet. Where do you want people to find you?
You can just type in Rasty Slasher to the internet and find all the lovely social media sites that Jenny has made for me, and probably talk to Jenny, the #1 Raz cosplayer in the world. Other than that, you can find me at rastyslasher.com and wherever toys are sold, now with Kung Fu Action Group.
Yes. Sophia asked about a couple of the action figures from Owl Light Radio and where she could get one.
Bible action figures.
She's like, I want one. I'm like, okay, I got to explain this. But anyway. Okay, people,
Larry the Leper, coming soon, parts sold separately.
Exactly. Because we keep getting dolls in pieces, like a leg here, a head here, all that good junk. Why not? It makes sense to her because they do that often.
Yeah, Larry's everywhere, man.
You can find me at all the places. I pretend to be them. I pretend to be Owlite. I pretend to be Fake Four. I pretend to be me sometimes. At Friday with the Library in the Blue Box and Jennifer Elliott, the author page. Either way, thank you guys for being here, and I hope you all have a wonderful night.
Bye.
Bye.